Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Soulful Couture podcast. Today, I'm thrilled, beyond thrilled, to have Marilyn Armand, which is a local, I say local because we live in the same region. She is a talented quilter from the Point Visible, which is her own company. And since her earliest childhood, she was surrounded by women who passed on their passion for quilting. She was raised by her grandmother and seamstress aunts, and she sewed whenever she could, sewing together all the leftover trimmings. She's passionate about fabrics, textiles, and colors. Definitely a woman after my own heart. Welcome, Marilyn, to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Marilyn, I came across your beautiful designs while browsing the Simons, La Maison Simons website, which is a local chain of stores. And I said, wow, she is very
Mhm.
talented. I need to speak to this woman. Marilyn, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in quilting, and what brings you to this passion of yours?
Um, First, thank you. I'm thrilled to be here right now. Um, Actually, I started sewing when I was really a kid because I was raised first by my grandmother, and she was a seamstress. So she taught me everything she knows for the basics, and I started with that. My aunt too was seamstress, so I start you know sewing everything all the time. And when I settled here in the Brome-Missisquoi region, in Denham, more specifically, I started to quilt. I found a woman, France Verrier, from Cercle des Fermières of Cowansville, and she taught me everything she knew about the quilting method. And I was really thrilled because there's so many things you can do with quilting, and I knew that I want to do something modern, something probably different that we used to see in quilting. Um, but she said, you know, first of all, know the basics, and then you can do whatever you want. So that's exactly what I did. So for I think it was almost 2 years, I went there. She taught me all the basic things and traditional, method.
Mhm.
And after that, I just start my project to do something different, but using the same method.
Wonderful. Well, your
Yeah.
designs are absolutely beautiful.
Thank
And on your website, you mentioned that each piece is locally sourced,
Mhm.
unique, and ecologically responsible, which is really something that speaks to me and speaks to a lot of people today. Can you tell us how that is?
Yes. For me, it's really, really important that we recycle fabrics. Um, the textile industry is the second largest, worst industry um, in pollution, in
For
pollution,
pollution, yes, for polluting, yes.
for polluting. So I know that we already have so many fabrics that we can use. I don't need to buy and to make some other fabrics. So, for example, for my fabrics that I use, everything that I use to do my quilt, I take leftovers from companies, designers. Sometimes it's small parts. Sometimes I can have a roll, but it's the end of the collection, so they cannot use it to do a big production with that. So unfortunately, it will go to waste if no one is gonna use it. So I work with designers, and also the batting that I put inside. I take it from Albany International. It's a company in Cowansville,
Hmm.
and they do some, straps for airplanes and everything. It's really a big industrial, nice industry we have in the region. But sometimes when they mix up two component of the bathing, they cannot reuse them. So just because of that, they cannot use it. So I go there, and we were doing a collaboration. I use the leftovers,
Mhm.
and everything that I use is brand new, but it's recycled. So yeah, and we I never had problem to get some things, to get fabrics. It's so it's really really big how much we have leftovers. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I actually attended a conference in Toronto last year organized by the Wear, and there was a documentary that showed all of the waste of fabrics and clothing that's
Mm,
shipped to other countries, and it was very shocking actually. So it's nice
yeah.
to see that we have someone who is using some of that leftover fabric. That's fantastic. You mentioned on your website that your happiness is found through collaborations with neighboring textile businesses. Now, you just mentioned one of them. We love to talk about happiness here on Soulful. It's something that's very important. I really love to help people find their passions and their mission. So, can you tell us a little bit about this happiness that you find through collaborations?
Well, yeah. Before doing quilting, I was in international relations, and I work also for business managing, accounting, and everything, administration more. And I was always working in front of a computer. Um, I like it, but I think I'm a social person. I really more enjoy my days when I work with someone else, when um, I got creative ideas with other people's. So for me to collaborate with others, it's really a synonym of happiness. We can laugh, we can, create and doing all the things that we think about. And for me, it's really important. I like to work, for example, I do a lot of collaboration with Adeyalo, who is a designer in Montreal. And we with her leftovers, I do quilts directly for her. And we always try to find a logic creative before doing that. And I really like enjoying um talking about that with her. So that's kind of a
An
happy.
example.
Yeah.
Happy collaboration. I actually went before our talk, I went on to your Instagram profile and I saw that one of your most recent creation was made with fabrics from Odeyalo, which is beautiful. Both of you make beautiful, beautiful things. So that's really fantastic. Fantastic. I love that. Now, one of the things that I thought was really nice on your website is that you mentioned that clients can customize their quilts through your, Pinterest boards, and they can come to you with ideas, and you actually share on your website stories of people with their quilts and their pictures of them smiling with their quilts. So that's really, really wonderful. And I love to see that. So, can you tell us a little bit more about how people can customize their quilts with you?
Yes, yes. um Actually, I'm with my clients. I want to be really open mind, because I understand that a quilt it's for a long time. So it has to mean something for them. So that way, I'm open to do some designs directly inspired by their inspirations. So sometime I got Star Wars ideas, or a photo of a child, or I don't know, it depends. But so I start with that inspiration that they like, kind of quilt that they like too, and I transform everything in my own style. So I propose to them like about maybe nine designs, so they can choose which one is talking more to them. And after that, they can send me palettes of colors, because colors it's really important sometimes. And so with that, I can see uh, which fabric that I have that it's fitting directly in their palettes. And after that, we talk about quilting, the finishing and everything. And at the end, I do exactly what we talked about. So yeah, we start with a consultation online, and after that, I go on production. So it takes some times to do that because it's a long process. But at the end, each client are really happy about that, and I feel really full of happiness about that too, because it seems to have a mission, and I
Mm-hmm.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, I invite everyone to go onto your website and see the happy faces of people who put their quilts. Everybody looks really happy and satisfied. What is, Marilyn, what is your view of the fashion industry here on Soulful Couture? I like to talk about how, sustainability and eco fashion is important. People have to be more conscious of their shopping habits, and we encourage that a lot. What's your view of the industry and where things are heading?
Well, this is a really big subject. um of course we have to, I think, change our mode of consume.
Assumption, yes.
um for example, I think we should probably buy less, but buy with more thinking about what we need to buy and what we want to buy. So even if it's sometimes, something small, we can ask ourselves, do we really need it first? And can I repair something that I already have? Or if I want to buy something brand new, is there any logical behind this? Is there any, sustainable thinking about how it's made, and where it's gonna be after? Um, so for me, it's more a thinking process. It's a long way thinking, but of course we need to change how we consume. um, the problem is, the fabrication, the production. It's really something that we're really not used to. um, we were used to buy something that it's made really so far from our home that we don't really understand how it's done. And for me, it's a process that we need also, to think of how it is made, um, who made it, and is this person is well paid, is the condition is good too, is there uh, a process that is well done also, is it like, what is the fabrics that they are using, but also do they use, chemical things to process the product, and is it local also, that we don't need to transport the product really far from home and then pollute. So each of these, criteria, I think people should maybe more think about that. But I know that it's not that easy, and sometimes there's no transparency from the business. So I think the business owners should do more education with that and transparency, to help people
Consumers. Yeah,
with
great.
that. Yeah.
Are aware. Well, we highly encourage people to look at your method of doing things as a great example for sustainability. I think that's really.
Yay.
Do you have any personal tips that you use in your own life to have a more sustainable lifestyle?
Oh my God, I'm really not perfect neither. I'm trying. We try, for example, to grow our vegetables, or if it's sometimes we cannot grow them because it's more complicated, and I'm not really big gardener. We will try to buy local, even if it's for the meat, or all the vegetables and everything. We try to buy local because we are lucky too. We're living in, a kind of the best region for that. Um, Also, I try to recycle things a lot. For example, I buy a lot of thrift shop,
Mhm.
all my clothes and my furnitures at home, or we try to repair it, and that is really something that I would like to do. Um, and we try, to really think, do we really need it?
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
that's big. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. That's great. Do you have any advice for any young person who's listening to this who would like to start their own business or would love to go into quilting or fashion? Do you have any tips that you would like to share?
Oh my God, that's a good question. I have so many tips.
Maybe you could write a book.
um, I don't know. Maybe, if someone wants to start their own business, um, if it's something that they are passionate about, it's going to be, I think, more easy because you don't have to think all the time, is it something that I really want to do? Um, so find something that you like really a lot and explore it. Um, I don't know, for business, I think the best thing for me was to be with, we thought about collaboration, but seriously, I couldn't did what I did uh, um, without all the people surrounding me. So my boyfriend or my friend or someone that I really just met, but everyone surrounded me, helped me in a way. So I think to build a team of people, it's really important when you want to start your brand. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's also a very big part of success is to surround yourself with positive people that want to
Yeah,
lift you up, that want to take you
yes,
places and introduce you to people. There's always someone always knows somebody that can open doors for you. So I think that's great. Terrific advice. So what does the future hold for Le Point Visible? Do you have any expansion ideas or projects or new things coming up in the future or
yes. I have so many projects. Oh my God. And now it's more complicated to know which one do first. But yeah, first, for example, next year, if it's COVID's, situation is gonna go well, we're supposed to do an exhibition in France uh,
wow.
with the Conseil des Métiers d'Art. So I think that it's gonna be really, really nice. I want to, explore more in the Europe, Europe. Um, um, Quilting guilds and everything. Also, we are starting new designs too. I'm thinking about another kind of process to design my quilts, so I'm really thrilled about that. We're trying also to expand more DIY kits because we do have that too to educate people with the basic quilting techniques. So we're planning to do more of them and yeah, to expand maybe more in Canada too. Uh,
Mhm.
so yes, we do have so many projects.
Well, that is amazing going to Europe and expanding your product line and across Canada. So that means that you're on the up and up. So that is fantastic. And I saw that you also make masks. Is that part of your product line? Or I saw you with a mask.
Yeah, I did that actually because my friend at the beginning asked me for some, and my family too. So I made for them. And then I got some clients who asked me to, so I made that for them too. And then, it grows really fast during the pandemic. But for now, it's more calm about that. It's not one of my, focusing. How do you say that? Focus.
Your focus is right now.
Yeah, but I do have them, and it's the same way. It's new fabrics, but recycled. So I think it's a good way to recycle small piece of fabrics too. But yeah, I made some, but you
It's
know,
not it's not your main business.
no, I do quilts more.
That's your thing. So I have to end our wonderful conversation. I always ask my guests a list of questions, short questions.
Okay.
You'll see they're very, very easy to answer. So, do you prefer thrift or vintage?
Thrift is like a thrift store.
Yes,
Thrift.
thrift. I had a feeling that was going to be your answer. What's your favorite color?
Oh my God, I don't know which one to. No, I don't know. I don't. I love them all. Really. This is a big question. I don't know which one.
You don't know. Okay, that's fine.
I like them all.
The answer is you love them all. What is your favorite fabric?
Oh, that's a good one. I think it's maybe wool. Oh
Wool.
no, I don't know. Maybe in velvet too. I like velvet.
Mm. It's a tie between wool and velvet.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite designer?
Oh, that's good question. Maybe I'm sold, but I really like Adele.
Well, I went onto her page this morning and it's quite beautiful, very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
And to poutine or not to poutine?
Like to put in like two?
No, do you eat it or not?
Ah, yes, I do. And I will probably get one for lunch.
I know that there's a new poutine joint that opened in your area. So,
Yeah, I didn't know.
oh, in Cowansville, I saw a new poutine
Ah,
joint.
yes, in Coatesville. Squish
Yeah.
Squish. It's really good. Yeah.
Where can people find you, Marilyn? On your website?
Yes, on my website, I got my workshop here in Bedford, in the Excelsior building.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm on Simons, and I'm on, Souk, Souk Assap. I'm in small boutiques in Coansville and Bromont, like VB Traiteur. Some of my products are also in Backbones, Escalade. Um, so I have a list all on my website. I got a small boutique also in Quebec, Article 721. And yeah. And Boutique Bref right now in Montreal.
Oh, wonderful. So you're all over and people can go find your gorgeous designs on all those beautiful platforms. Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions, for being my guest this morning. It's wonderful to see people do such great work. So
Oh my God, thank you so much. It was fun. I liked it.
keep going, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm wishing you all the success in the world.
Oh my God, thank you. You too.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening.